And let's go.
Welcome to the Art of Balancing It All podcast, a podcast where we get real about the struggles of trying to balance it all from love, family, self-care, career, and entrepreneurship.
Every 2 weeks, we'll talk to dope guests who will give you the goods on how to succeed in this thing called life.
We are your hosts. I'm Pam Thompson-Smith, better known as The Firm.
And I'm Titi Lyle Ellis, the ambassador of Buzz.
Hey. Good evening, everybody.
Yes.
I am Pam Thompson-Smith.
And I am Titi Lyle Ellis, and I am excited for tonight.
Yes, welcome to the Art of Balancing It All. This is a very, very special edition, and we are super excited.
Yes.
And this is also the kickoff, y'all, of season 3.
Oh my God.
Season 3 kickoff, and what better way to kick it off than with the amazing Eric Roberson. So I am getting ready, because I don't know about you, but I'm ready to dive in. So we're getting ready to introduce you to Eric Roberson as a Grammy Award-nominee singer, songwriter, producer, and a Howard University alum. Eric Roberson continues to break boundaries as an independent artist in an industry dominated by major labels, manufactured sounds, and mainstream radio. Eric has achieved major milestones in his career, from being a successful songwriter and producer for notable artists such as Jill Scott, Music Soul Child, Vivian Green, and countless others. Eric is celebrating over 20 years as an independent artist, creating honest music since 2001, which has afforded him the artistic freedom that isn't typically afforded in the mainstream music industry. To celebrate his achievement, Eric released a new single in June 2021, one of my favorite songs, entitled Lessons. Eric is currently sharing his creative thought process and the work that he's done in his last 13 solo albums and Clubhouse app. And you can also go to his website at ericrobersonmusic.com. In 2020, Eric used his unprecedented time of solitude from the world to immerse himself creatively. With this, he created a powerful new album called Here From Here. Here From Here. It's a music cry out to his listeners who long for a sound of hope. Roberson describes Here From Here as an act of service to his devoted fans. He's currently a professor at the legendary Berklee College of Music in Boston. When asked about the position, he stated that it was an opportunity that he could not refuse. I truly believe that at all times we are teachers and students. I not only love teaching the students, but learning from them as well. In 2007, Eric created The Process, which is a forum in which he invites fans to navigate through his creative experience. Let's welcome, I am super excited to welcome Grammy Award nominee, singer, songwriter, producer, my favorite. He don't know it, but he's my best friend, Eric Roberson.
How y'all doing?
Hello.
Oh, it's an honor. What a great introduction. I feel like I could just retire now.
Well,
that was perfect.
You're my bestie. I mean, I've been traveling to see you for years.
Well, thank you. Right. You retired the traveling, to come see. But we're gonna name it and claim it. You're gonna start picking it back up.
Right, and now you're coming to a city near me, and we're gonna talk about that later.
That's right.
I love it. Love it.
Yes, indeed.
So we're excited. But what we normally do, we want to do what we normally do on our platform, because, as you know, we have been in unprecedented times.
Yeah.
And also just in the last couple weeks, we got to check on those strong friends of ours, right? So we want to do a check-in with you and basically just say, it's just us, not all the thousands of people, but tell us, how you doing, Eric? How are you really doing?
I'm doing good. We're back on the road. My family's good. My wife's good. Kids are good. Parents are good. It's been, of course, a tough 2 years for everybody, and we've had to pivot and shift and make things work. I had COVID over the holiday, which was over
wow.
Christmas
wow.
time, but I was fine. I was pretty okay. Most of my band, we all got it. We did a run through Texas, and I don't know who got it first, but it was only a matter of time. We all had it. So
Wow.
I was quarantining away from my kids during Christmas. Then that was probably the toughest thing, in general. But other than that, we're back to teaching. Everything is, we're being careful, clearly, right? But at the same time, we're back working and trying to, service the community as best we can.
Awesome. Good. Well, we're glad and thankful that you're doing well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. How y'all been doing? How y'all doing?
Oh,
Doing
we are good. Busy. So
Very
you may not
busy.
know much about us, but Pam has 3 million jobs, and
I love it.
I
love
also
it.
do as well. So we've been keeping it busy as well. So
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's what
Super
it's all
hyped about tonight. Oh my God.
That's
Yes.
good.
So
So we want to
Eric,
dive right in.
yes. So Eric, my friends and I, we have been going to your shows for a very long time. So we know some of the stories that you've shared at the show. And one of them is that your inspiration for your music is actually your parents and the love that
Yeah.
you saw between them. Can you talk to us a little bit about how your parents have inspired the love and the music that you make?
But they just were a great example. I think growing up watching them complete each other. I always say this one of the great, most monumental moments of my life who really shaped me as who I am was my mom came home. I think I was a freshman in high school, and she came home and she quit corporate America. She was like, I don't know if there was a plan beforehand or a conversation, but she walked in the door and she said, I can't do it no more. I'm done. I'm quitting. I'm handing in whatever. And she started her own business right after that, like almost immediately. And I think it's one of the reasons why I own my own business. My sister owns her own business because we watched my mom pivot and walk away from security and all the other stuff like that. The next part that goes to that, though, was that week my dad had this Lincoln, it was white Lincoln, blue rag top. It was amazing. And I think within the next 2 days, he put a for sale sign up on it. He sold it the day. As fast as he put the for sale sign up, it went on sale. He sold it, and he bought a van to help transport my mom's clothes and her business. And it just kind of that kind of thing of like, be there, have the faith to step out on faith, but make sure that you're completing. I watched my dad. I think, my family's from North Carolina, so when we drive to North Carolina, my dad would be driving and my mom would hold the map. And that was kind of like, to this day, I went through life looking for who was going to hold the map for me. And my wife does that, and vice versa. There's plenty of times when she's the driving force, I'm holding the map. And that's kind of, so symbolically, I try to show her that I'm willing to trade in my Lincoln for the gray van, in some form or fashion to help support. And guess what? I wouldn't be where I'm at if she didn't do the same for me.
So Eric, now we're going to all be looking for who's going to hold our
Who's
map.
going to hold the map? That's going to be
Who's going to hold
Who's
the map?
going to hold
Who's
the
gonna hold the map?
Wow.
I'm gonna get us through this traffic. I'm gonna get us down this road, but who's gonna hold my map? That might be I might write that tonight.
That's good. Oh my God. I love it. I love it. That's a great caveat to my question, which we already know what it's inspired by your parents, but just the uniqueness of you having your family with you on the road. You don't always see that, the men are gone on the road, but you have your family with you, your boys, you have your wife, the one that holds the map when you need her to, and vice versa. But just, talk to us a little bit more about how this is the art of balancing it all, how you balance that with having your family on the road, but still having a life separate, from road life and your music and having date night. How do you prioritize all of that and keep the fire burning?
It's a continuous work. You got to work at it. You got to find time. We always try to figure out, we got 3 boys. So you try to find an individual time with them. Then you try to find an individual time with your wife and everything. But I think a lot of it is, even when we bought this house and I built a studio down here, I built it in mind of my kids being in the studio with me. you know. So studio's never been a place where it's like I'm working, like I want to leave, I need to concentrate. My kids have really been on my lap for the last 11 years of music, from like not Picture Perfect, right at that, because my wife was pregnant when I did Picture Perfects, but anything after that, all the last 4 albums, probably there was a child in the room, on all of those. And if you listen carefully, you might even hear them. Like you will literally hear them like playing behind me. And as well as the dressing room, I think even like a lot of times now, especially if it's driving distance, my guitar player has twins, my bass player has a son and a daughter. We bring our kids, like the dressing room is like daycare sometimes. It's just so many kids running around and stuff. So for me, I think you want it to be normal for them. You want them to be comfortable, and you want them to feel welcome when it makes sense. But you got to figure that time out. I mean, I always tell everybody I have to prioritize my second priority so I can take care of my first priority. You know what I mean? So first priority is my family, and I had to do this music. I had to travel. I'm gone a lot, but at the same time, when I'm home, I'm really connected, just now. So, I mean, I literally just finished having dinner with the boys. Listen, y'all brush your team, y'all go upstairs and watch up, and I got to do this interview. Don't want to hear nothing, so they, but that's what you do. You find the time. You find the time. And to me, I always say, it's interesting. And I see The Art of Balancing It All, whoever's name that is, that's brilliant. My theory of balancing is not necessarily that you have everything mapped out. It's really how connected can you be in the parts of what you're doing. So if I have an hour to write a song, how lost in the song can I be for 59 minutes? If me and my wife have an evening and the kids finally, it's not like, oh, can we hurry up and spend the time? Oh, it's so urgent. Or we got to always make sure we map out 30 minutes this evening. It's like, well, when I do come upstairs, or when we do go out to dinner, how connected are we at the time? When I come up from the studio and hang out with the kids when they get home, how connected to the kids at that time? Because you're always going to struggle. There's no time to get everything done. But how connected with the little bit of time you have and whatever you're doing. And to me, that's what balance is. Just trying to stay connected.
Yes, yes. And has all of this spawned new musicians, new songwriters, with all of the kids traveling along?
I think so. It's funny. I don't really force it. I think my middle guy, he took drums and then he moved to piano. And they're all really artistic in some way. My oldest son, Rock, who's 11, he has a beautiful singing voice. My middle guy is Ryder. He's the one who's, he's the one who actually knows the studio. He can go in, but he actually makes music. So he codes. He like makes up little games. So he'll go in the studio to make up music so he could put on his game. Wow. And then we have a 5-year-old Max, and he's doing all of it. He's like just so he's what I was in my household, just like the young one who just was like soaking everything up. Okay. So we'll see, man. I mean, I think it's great. I tell them everything is at their disposal. The studio's available when they realize what they have. But it's that's daddy stuff, so they don't really trip over it too much. We're like, I get to it at one point.
Okay, but we have some questions coming from the audience. It seems that several people are interested in the new book. Someone wants to know about the new book, and they want to know when it restocks. And everyone, please keep the questions coming.
Well, the new book restock. First of all, thank you. I see. Is it Boo Boo? Bill? So Bill?
Actually, Boo Boo has been to a lot of your shows, Eric.
What's up, Boo Boo?
Okay. Come to DC, she's there.
What? I need Boo Boo. I need to know you in the building. I'm doing Birchme on Valentine's Day, so we're gonna make a song about Boo Boo. She comes. I need to know that Boo Boo in the building.
That's what you know. She's coming from DC, and she will be at Wake Forest for you.
Perfect. The book is going to be restocked. I want to say actually next week, but we'll probably relaunch 2 weeks from that. We want to make sure we have everything in our hands so that we can really put it out. But I'm really excited about it. Side note, so we have a book called Lessons that we did, and it was based off of the marketing plan that we did under the song Lessons. But the great part is that I've been doing a lot of writing. I actually had 2 other books prepared, and Lessons kind of jumped in front of those. So I have a poetry book called Beautifully All Over the Place that I plan to release in the near future. And then I was releasing a lyric book called 20 Years of Lyrics because we were celebrating 20 years of music. I'm now moving that to 25 years of lyrics. So we'll release that later on because it's a much bigger project. I mean, that's a huge book. But I also have a book called Getting Out of the Way of Yourself that I think I plan on releasing next year. And what that is that's like lessons in songwriting that you can apply to real life. It's probably the best way to word that one. But I'm really excited. I love to write. So, I hope everybody enjoys all the books.
All right now.
Powerful.
So you heard it here. We have books coming out back to back to back.
Bong, bong, bong.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk a little bit. I'm from DC, and I know that you went to Howard U.
Yes, HU,
HU. So I want to know, how did being in DC influence your music versus coming from, if I'm correct, you're from New Jersey, is that right?
From New Jersey, yeah.
From New Jersey.
From
So
New Jersey.
Tell me, two very different areas, how did that influence your music?
Well, I think one thing, coming from New Jersey, the beautiful thing is, like, I'm a kid, I'm learning, hip hop was being discovered right across the bridge. Of course, going to church 4 times a week, choir rehearsals in church. So there's a level that my dad is coming home with a bag of music every Tuesday or whatever it was, and that could be a plethora of different stuff. And then we go to the clubs, and it was really house music and disco that was playing, right, when we were dancing. So we had all these different feels that were going around in different cultures. I understood the church culture. I understood the house music culture. I was learning this hip hop culture. I come to DC, and I remember the first time even experiencing go-go. I'll be honest with you, I hated it when I first heard it, and I heard it on a cassette tape. Mind you, but hear me out. The hiss was louder than the music when the first tape I had, right? True. So they were trying to explain this, and I'm always open for more music. I'm like, oh, I'd love to hear it. It wasn't until they took me to a go-go party, and I could experience the culture of go-go music. In that rhythm and the way they move to it. Oh, I fell in love. I fell so in love. And, my career started in D.C. Night Flight Studios right outside of D.C. in Fort Washington was where my career really started. A lot of my recording happened there. Okay. And I still work with Kevin Jackson to this day. That's one of a dear friend as well. And, DC was just, that was the place. Of course, Howard University, not only did I become a man there, right? Like, I learned valuable lessons there, but that was I showed up to my dorm with equipment, and like, so walking in the dorm with a keyboard and little recording devices and stuff like that, everybody was like, yo, what you do? You do music? And it was like, it was on and popping from there. So, and a lot of those relationships, I still have them. We still work on music, it's still all love. So I just think the synergy of DC being that melting pot where we all came together, to me, it would always be a special place for me because that's where everything started. Look, what Kim Scott said. What? Hate go-go? No, I'm not saying. By no means do I hate go-go. No, I rep go-go now more than anybody. But I will tell you, like, when you go to a place. But see, this is probably what I'll tell you. What that also taught me, and it's a valuable lesson. You won't hear me criticize anyone's music. Like, you won't hear me criticize today's hip hop or anything of that nature, because what you have to do is you have to relate to the culture of it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say now I'm older and I do music that I look at that culture or look at that music and be like, what's that little simple mess? No, you gotta really dig in and get involved in it. You just can't judge it from a distance. And I think of when we were listening to hip hop as a kid. Run DMC said, it's tricky to rock around, that's right on time, it's tricky. And I'm sure some of our parents or uncles were looking at like, that little simple bedtime story mess, you don't get that mess out of we loved it though, So like, the valuable lesson of that was really telling me, like, take a minute, learn the culture, and then you can be like, oh my God, this is incredible. So, that was a valuable lesson for me. Like, when I went there and saw how it moved, and then I couldn't stop listening to it. I was trying to figure out how to incorporate it into my music. And we done turned many parties up.
Yes.
With just throw that, and it was we jam off for it's on. So, and that's not even just a quick fix in DC, man. There's times we in Ohio or Atlanta. I mean, it's loved, and I love how it's held and cherished there, but it's celebrated everywhere.
Yes. Well, we love you in DC, and we love that you incorporate go-go. We appreciate it.
Indeed,
And we
indeed.
love you in North Carolina.
So that's where you at. You in North Carolina now.
Yes,
I
Yes,
yes,
love it.
yes,
yes.
I
yes.
love it.
And TT's in North Carolina too. She just
I
came.
am. They bought.
She's
I'm
in
down here
between that
now.
DC. She don't want to leave it.
You
She
still
don't
rep.
want
You
to
still.
leave
I understand.
I
I
have to
understand.
rep DC. Okay, I
Look,
have
you can
to.
take out of DC, but you can't take the DC out of it.
That's
Yeah,
it. I think
never,
she's got a hat
never.
that says the same thing.
Well, I can see. Look, I can see also how the hair pressed to the side got the little,
That's
the
it.
color. The
Thank
color.
you,
There.
Eric.
I see the DC.
Thank
Cause
you,
that's one thing
Eric.
the one thing I will tell you when we got to DC, we said these women out here, they special. They know what they doing out here. And that was back, I got there in the 90s. So I mean it's always been a special place.
Oh yes, that's yep, indeed. Yep, indeed.
Awesome. Well, if whoever's watching, you're watching the Art of Balancing All. We're hanging out
Mhm.
with Eric Roberson, and as you can tell, he loves to have fun. So that's the
Indeed.
one thing that's really great about your show is people can come, and yes, we're going to hear the hits and the music and all of that, but you love to have fun. The synergy between the background singers, the band, and then you have this thing that you do where you ask the audience to throw out words, and then you automatically turn it into a song.
Of course. Of
So
course.
what's like the most outrageous thing or word that when you were doing that, the song that you came up with that you can remember?
I mean, there's so many. I mean, it can get really, really ratchet. And most
Uh-oh.
times, like when my mom is there, or like when my homie brings like their kids to the show, that's the one where somebody be like, hand on front, what is it like? It'll be like the wildest stuff. But I would tell you, we try to open it up, and whatever the crowd yells out, we'll try to dictate it from that. Like there's, in LA somebody said like stripping in a barber shop or something like that. It was like, you have a lot of wild stuff. But what I would tell you, the ones that really stand out to me, you got to stay open. But to me, the whole reason why we're freestyling is because I want to hear what's happening and react to that, right? That's the art of it. And I remember not too long ago, we were somewhere and I said, give me words or whatever. And this woman got up and said, I just finished chemo. And she had no hair. She was completely bald. And she stood up in the middle of the place. And I think we was at a festival. So we talking about like 1,000 people there. And we made a song about just giving energy. I want everyone to send energy to this woman. And I mean, it wasn't a dry eye, including myself. I'm on stage crying. And so it doesn't always have to be funny. It doesn't always have to be ratchet. Sometimes it's going to go to there. We're going to read the room and write accordingly. So they're going to yell everything. I mean, I'm talking about juicy boo, or just,
Yeah.
it'd be like, I'm like, my mom is here, right? So, look, Tiffany, my right hand, she's like, I think that was Cancun Fest. It probably was. She would know better than I would. But, we try to honor whatever, SOBs. Look, Alan, he said, baby daddy ain't, that sure enough was that. We just did SOBs a couple of weeks ago. And that was one of the things they yelled out. I was like, are you sick with your
Booty
baby
like
daddy?
a tambourine.
Booty like a tambourine. That's that's easy to write. You know what I mean? So yeah, booty like a tambourine. God bless you. Booty like a tambourine on a Sunday morning. Huh? But yeah, I mean, it's been wild. So what you do is you take it and then we make the music according based off of that. Like if it sounds like booty like a tambourine, and we gotta go get funky, you know what I mean? And
Yes.
you might have some tambourines clapping in there. So, we follow whatever suit. Just have some fun with it.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh man. So one of the things that I love, Eric, about your songs is you can literally say, Alexa, play Eric Roberson, and you're going to get a lesson in how to love and court a woman. Right? So what is the source of that for you, and what can couples coming on that night, especially the fellas, expect to get out of it? It's a love thing as you come in with your music that really does teach the fellas what we need.
Well, I think the needs change, right? So I think a lot of it just comes down to learning the art of listening, and that's something that us fellas, I think and it's, mind you, if I be fair, a lot of times we're trying so hard to please, so hard to provide, that we're filling in spaces that you didn't ask to fill. You know, it's like we're trying to move, and it's like, I didn't ask for that. I asked for this, or I add for hints and things of that nature. So I think a lot of it is just of learning the art to listen. And, you know, I think, you know, at the show in North Carolina, especially, we're going to give a lot to listen for, a lot to listen to. And for me, everything in life, I really mean this, is like a mathematical equation. Like, it's to be figured out. It's already completed. I'm here to complete it. Like, if I write from a song standpoint, I never sit down with a song like, can I write it? Right? The song is already written. It's just my job to put it together. So at the same time, our relationship is already written. It's just my job to complete it. You know, the evening is already beautiful. It's just my job to see it through. So I'm more just trying not to mess it up more than, you know, and just follow the pieces that are supposed to be there. I trust that if I take a step, what I need, it will be there. And I feel that way in almost everything. So if you're talking about intimacy, if you're talking about courting, if you're talking about conversation, listen, and I want goosebumps just as much as you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I want to be surprised. I want to really enjoy the art of collaboration in the highest understanding of what that is. So, you know, let's not be just going down the norm. Let's try something different. Let's say something different. Let's taste something different, so that we both can have an experience that we remember.
Yes, love that. I love that. So we want to give people some details about the experience. So I'm going to put some information up in there. And before we do that, we're going to bring on Angela, who is responsible for bringing you on the show and also bringing you to Wake Forest, North Carolina. So I'm going to introduce Angela, who is the owner and one of the producer of It's a Love Thing, that is bringing Eric Roberson to Wake Forest, North Carolina. Angela, please.
Angela, it just hit me
Angela.
It just officially hit me who you are. How you doing, Angela? You gave me the full rundown, and I still didn't put two and together, but now it just hit me.
It just hit you.
Wow. Wow, good to see you.
You too. So I am so excited. And I'm going to take the credit for bringing you here, but it was not my idea. I heard some people talking at an event.
Yes.
We're always doing our entrepreneurial thing, Black entrepreneurial thing down here. And I heard some people talking, and they said about their best evening is going home, get a glass of wine, turn on some Eric Roberson. And I said, Eric Roberson?
I know him.
I know him.
I love it.
I hit up Sean. I was like, what do I need to do to get your husband down here? And she gave me Anshia's number, and it's all history now. You're on your way, and we are so excited.
There are no accidents. There are no accidents whatsoever. So, in my family, you know, a lot of my family's from North Carolina, so they're excited about it too. So that's gonna be really cool.
Well, let's tell them what they can expect. We're going to bring up the details of the show. Angela, did you want to talk through it?
Absolutely, y'all. You know, one of the things about bringing Eric to Wake Forest is we love Wake Forest. We love our community, but diversity is not high up on the list on things that we can go out and do and enjoy right here in our own town. Drive 5 minutes, get dressed up, have some dinner, and to top it all off, to have live and in person the sensational Eric Roberson. So that was the motivator to getting you here in Wake Forest, and I can't say it enough at how excited that we are that you're on your way.
I'm honored. Yes, cool. Yes. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Yes. And as you all can see, VIP tickets are already sold out.
So we got some kitchen tickets that we got prepared though. So you email me directly at kitchenticket.com, and we're gonna get you through. Now you're gonna smell like grease when you get through there. But that grease is going to, most people are going to be able to, when they first walk past you, they're going to say, you smell like a number 5. But it's going to go away. but it might be a little greasy. Just try to walk through the kitchen without. But it's gonna be all right. And it's not gonna be. It's gonna be VIP-ish. You know, it ain't really VIP, but it's VIP. And grab some chicken on the way through. We won't charge you for that. So just come holler at me. Call kitchentickets.com. Look, somebody actually typing it down. Kitchentickets.com. I might really start that up because that might be the game plan. I might make me a little side hustle. Look, Tiffany already putting it together. Kitchen ticket. Let's do it. See, hit on.
Putting it together.
Yeah, see if we can go ahead and get that domain name. Kitchen tickets. We're gonna sneak you through the kitchen. You know, come on through. VIP adjacent. I love it. I love it. Listen, can I do one thing? And this is so ignorant. Can I go just grab my charger for this computer?
Yeah,
I signed on at 90%, and I got so many things plugged in this computer. It dropped down to 20% in this little bit of time. I'm thinking I got plenty of time. I'm gonna grab it in two.
Eric,
I'll be right back in 2 seconds.
While you grab that, we will give the URL because Angela told me that there is only a few tickets left. So while you grab that, I will give the information on how to get your ticket.
I'll be right back.
Limited tickets are left. You have to go to It's a Love Thing 2022.eventbrite.com. Again, it's a Love Thing 2022.eventbrite.com. What we're going to do is Angela's going to put the link in the comments. So if you have not gotten your tickets, I know it's some VIPs in the room. The VIPs in the room, can you give me VIP? Let us know who's VIP up in there. And so that's what you can do to get the tickets. And then once Eric comes back, we have a few more questions. I'm going to check the comments and see if there are any more questions, and then we'll wrap things up.
Man, this is so exciting.
Well, I'm going to say one thing. We got quite a few people out here, and if you can drop something in the comments now, y'all got to listen carefully because we did hold back 2 tickets.
Two
tickets. So you ain't got to come by yourself. So we held it back. Yes, we did. So, no, the Sunday show, we did end up having to cancel the Sunday show. So it's only on Saturday. So, and it is almost sold out. But so for these 2 tickets, we want everybody who knows now, Lessons is the bomb song, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a remix. You need to drop all 4 artists that's on that. The other 3, included. So you need to drop that in the comments, and we're going to choose from all of the right answers. Somebody that's going to win 2 tickets to Saturday, February 19th. Right here in Wake Forest, North Carolina.
2 tickets.
Okay. So whoever is the first person to tell us who the other 3 artists are on the remix,
let's go.
You will get some tickets. So we will wait for that. But in the meantime, Boo Boo wants to know, when's the new album dropping, Eric?
The new album is coming out April 1st.
Awesome.
April 1st is the release date. It's done. So if you did not know, I have a they rock it. Who did it first? 'Cause somebody definitely.
I think you're gonna have to do a drawing. And
somebody definitely answered correct and spelled the names right. But yeah, April 1st. Really happy for the album. The album is actually called Lessons as well. So I'm really excited about the album and hope everybody enjoys it. So, it's really, really great work.
Somebody says Anthony Hamilton, Kevin Ross, Raheem Devon.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. That's correct.
We have folks up in you know.
Latasha.
I think Latasha was first. She's really good at typing.
All right, Latasha, you're gonna have to send me some contact information because you just won yourself 2 tickets. 2.
Mm-hmm.
You and your boo.
I tell you what, Latasha, if you could send it to the Art of Balancing It All, DM us, because I know you're over in that area. Just DM us, and we'll make sure that Angela gets that information. So I know Pam has one more question, and
I got
then
you, because you know.
and then we have a question that Eric's going to have to answer that may get him in trouble
Oh
up on the
Lord.
screen. So let's let
But I'm
Pam
definitely
finish
going
first.
first in case you pull the plug.
Let's go. Let's go. I ain't never scared. Let's go.
He said, I ain't scared.
I ain't never
So,
scared.
you know, everything, you know, tonight we talked about lessons. That's the new album. It's my favorite song. But you talked about in this song, you know, setbacks and failures. I'm just going to read a little bit of it, right?
Yeah.
God has a funny way of showing you lessons. For
Yeah.
years, I would stare up in the sky with so many questions. Like, will I find someone for me? I'm not talking to anybody in particular. Or even if I'm standing in the place that I need to be. I can't say that every love affair I had was perfect, but every painful day and night was worth it. But now I realize that everyone that let me down led me to you. So talk to us about this song and about the lessons behind setbacks. And you just said it earlier tonight that there are no accidents, you know, so we are where we're supposed to be. So kind of unpack that a little bit.
Well, I just even a simple aspect of like, if anything changed in my life up to this point, if I went to a vending machine and got a Pepsi instead of a Coca-Cola, I wouldn't have the kids I have now.
That's right.
Just the simplest, smallest thing. If I went through a red light or went through a yellow light instead of stopping, that little bit of change. If you know how special and how temperamental pregnancies and everything of that nature is, I wouldn't have the kids I have now if anything was to change. So that means that every setback, every hurtful day I had, every painful, the news of someone passing or anything of happening, any mistakes I made, all had to happen for me to have what's upstairs right now. Right. And I think that's the valuable lesson. I think in a lot of this stuff is, you know, I think we are humans. We have you deserve the right to pity yourself when things don't go right. But you're doing a disservice to yourself if you don't find a minute to ask what's the purpose of the failure. What's the purpose of the pain? What's the purpose of it? Because once again, if you learn the art of listening, there's something coming out of that. You know, I've been saying a lot, and mind you, with the album Lessons, we've been talking about. I wrote this thing about you can't drop a flower seed on concrete and expect it to grow, right? So the concrete would need to be broken for that seed to get into the soil and for something to grow out of it. And oftentimes we are broken, right? Our concrete, God has broken our concrete up,
Yes.
but yet we're spending so much time pitying ourselves and trying to mend our concrete back up when he's like, boo, no, leave it. Let that thing grow and find out. And I mean, if I just keep 100, my wife will tell you, when we first met each other, we were both getting over breakups. And we were probably, neither one of us, and I honestly say that, neither one of us were probably in the right frame of mind to really appreciate each other at first. And I thank God he gave us enough patience to heal around each other and really learn how special we were for each other. What I will tell you is that I knew she was different. I knew she was special almost from the moment I saw her, but I was still hurting at that time. And at the same time, I think she knew I was special. She knew I was different, but she was hurting at the same time. But guess what? I almost want to say that if neither one of us was hurting, I don't think we would have saw each other.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? I think I needed to get broken. I needed to get stopped in my tracks. I needed my entire slate to be clean, my palate to be clean, so I could taste something different, you know, and try something different. So when I look at that, when I look at everything that has happened for me that did not work out, like for example, you know, I got signed to Warner Brothers when I was at Howard, and I did a song called The Moon. Everything was great with it, but that deal didn't work out. And I ended up going back to school. Understand that if the writer I was at the time, the artist I was at the time, I don't think was good enough to have an elongated career. We're talking about that's almost 30 years ago when that happened. You and I would not be talking right now.
Right.
We would not be talking about 16 albums and all these songs because really that deal falling apart and me going back to school really turned me into the songwriter you know now. It made me rededicate myself into like really becoming dedicated to the art of combining words. So, but the interesting point was when I had that record deal and when I was losing that record deal, every night I was praying for it to work. Every relationship before my wife, I was praying for that to work, right? So at some point we had to thank God he didn't answer the temporary prayers. You know what I'm saying? He knows what's best. And he's like, boy, just keep, I'll wait. Please God, let this work. Please God, let this work. I'll wait. You have no idea. You know what I mean? So we have to allow certain things to happen. And at the same time, I'm at a point now in my life, and I don't mean necessarily when I'm sleeping on the couch because I'm messed up, not in that aspect, but I sit up when things fail. Like with my company, when things don't work out, I get excited because that's the moment when you're going to learn, you know? So I challenge anybody out here, like just try to find the time of when things are not working, ask what is the purpose of it not working, and be open to whatever the answer is, because the answer is coming. We just have to be courageous enough and humble enough to hear what that answer is.
Yes.
That's right.
Oh,
That's right. Very, very powerful.
That's good. Well, Eric, we thank you for the lessons that you received, for the love that you and your wife have. Gave us picture perfect, and all I could just go on and on and on with all of the songs that you've given us. So we thank you for joining us. We can't wait to see you when you get to Wake Forest.
Cannot wait.
We're gonna show out. We're gonna show out.
It's going to be a show. We're going to have fun. There's going to be tears. We're going to be an emotional roller coaster by the time we leave there. And somebody's going to be smelling like chicken. Because
coming through the kitchen.
Come on, kitchentickets.com. Holla. Please type that. When I understand, I'm typing that tonight. I got to see if it exists. Kitchentickets.com. You know, so I love it.
Thank you so much. This has been so powerful.
Now, what was the question that was supposed to get me in trouble?
The question that's going to get you in trouble is there's a verses coming up.
Oh, Lord Jesus. I done got myself in trouble. Lord have mercy. Yes.
There's a question about that verses, and I'm pretty sure you're friends with both of these guys. So there is Soul Child and then Anthony Hamilton. They are doing a verses. Who would you choose for this verses?
You can't have me answer that. Right. Why would I even get myself in trouble? I mean, let's say, first of all, I'm very proud of both of them. And I would say that, you know, it's been an honor. Let me say this. And I'm going to answer the question. I'm going to figure out a way to answer this question. But what I would tell you first is that one of the blessings of being in the music business is watching people's dreams come true. And I watch music. I remember music walking in the studio for the very first time with nothing but dreams, and to see him become the artist that he is today. I didn't necessarily see Anthony come in for the first time, but what I would tell you is that I remember as a songwriter, I remember when Anthony was first signed, and he was actually in a situation where he was going to be held. And I not to give you our education, but he was in another deal situation. That deal fell through, so he was stuck in that situation, and that label was not going to let him go because the situation owed the label too much money.
Wow.
And I thought he was really going to be a casualty of the industry, and somehow he was able to work out of that and then become the amazing person. And I always tell everybody, imagine if you never heard Anthony Hamilton, or imagine if you've never heard music. Look at how much music we would have lost. So I'm really happy he got out of that situation. And I think hearing his situation at that time was one of the reasons I became an independent artist too. Like, I really mean that. Like, those things were very impactful. Now, get to the answer. That's tough. I will tell you, if I'm just really keeping 100, I think music has better up-tempos. I think Anthony has better ballads. So it all comes out to how the thing plays out, really, because it is in truth be told, we're going to say that it's a celebratory night. So we're here to celebrate both these brothers. We're going to celebrate, and they both will be better for it. But at the same time, it's a competition, right? And they both want to come out like so it really comes down to how you line things up. And sure, Anthony has up tempos, and sure, music has ballads, but how do you line it up? And mind you, if they're actually live performing, it's not like just playing the songs. They're live performing. Whew, it's gonna be a battle, because both of them boys go at it. You know, you're not gonna give me I was gonna say. It could go either way. What I'll say, it's gonna be a nasty battle. It's literally who plays the last song, you know, because really, like, when music does love, what is Anthony gonna do? But when Anthony does Charlene, what's music gonna do?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And they got a ton of those. They both got a ton of those. So I think it's, at the end of the day, man, it's gonna be a bloody battle.
It's going to be bloody and beautiful at the same time.
And I'll congratulate both. Thank you. My best friend Alan is on here. He said, plead the fifth. Thank you for that great advice. You know, what I'll tell you is I wrote for music early in his career. That was a very fortunate opportunity for me, and I have Anthony on the remix of Lessons right now. So I ain't trying to spoil either one. Politically, it's gonna be a tie.
Yeah,
a complete
good answer.
A complete tie. Now come to kitchens.com and you'll get my real opinion.
Oh,
there is unavailable.
Kitchentickets.com is unavailable. Thank you, Tiffany. See how much it costs. We got to see if we can buy kitchen tickets from whoever owns it. I need to get to the bottom of this, you know. Bobo was trying to get me in trouble. Who would you do a versus with? I mean, I ain't scared. Who won it?
He's scared. He said that earlier.
Whoever won it, I'm not scared.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I listen. I stand on what I right. I mean, mind you, you know, I'm an independent artist, so we haven't had like the major level backing of, like, say, a Music Soul Child or Anthony Hamilton, but song for song, I stand up for it. You know what I mean? Yeah, so, you know, it's a celebration. Let's go. Whoever you want me to line up in verse, you know, I'm here for it.
Okay. Well, I think you need to be prepared to do kitchentickets.com song on the 19th.
Yes.
Kitchentickets.com song. You got it. I'm going to do a commercial for it right now, yo.
Oh,
yeah. Tyree thinks Anthony has a deeper catalog than music. Oh, I hear you. I hear you, Tyree. All right. You gonna put some money on that, Tyree? You gonna put some money on it?
Somebody in this comments brought up Layla.
Versus with me and Layla?
No, they said, when are you and
Layla
gonna do a song together? Now, Layla, when is that gonna happen?
Well, we have dealing, you know, and I wrote for some stuff on her previous albums, and none of that landed, but I would say we have worked, and, you know, she's a dear friend, and she's one of the people that to this day I kind of like pinch myself to go like, wow, we actually friends. I'm actually friends with this person. Like, I'm really, really a fan of Layla, just who she is as a person in general. But yeah, anytime Layla's ready to work, I'm ready. The pen is always in reach. Like, what's that? Huh? Okay, you know, whenever she's ready, I'm ready, and it probably goes for a lot of people. I mean, I'm really a big fan, and I've been fortunate. I will tell you this. I'm struggling to think somebody I wrote for that I was not a fan of. And I've been very fortunate that very rare have I wrote for someone that I did not know already. You know what I mean? I'm struggling to think of who that was, but I'm a huge Layla Hathaway fan. It was a dream come true to have her join me on a duet, you know. And I've been fortunate. Just when you think of the duets I've had in my career, being an independent artist, so, you know, there's limited budgets but me and Marsha Ambrosius, me and Layla, me and Algebra Blessed, me and Gene Baylor. I mean, I'm really been honored to have like some phenomenal singers join me, and hopefully we continue that.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh man. And Eric didn't mention his backup singers are phenomenal too.
Yes.
They are.
So
yes, Demo and Jeff.
Oh my gosh. So when you come to see them, you'll have so much talent on there. Angela, did you want to give any more information before we head out?
Yeah, if you didn't get your tickets, sorry. You have to wait till the next time. And I bet you next time you get it when you see it advertised, because they are gone.
Well, we might as well advertise the after party. You can go to we got a new website, kitchentix.com is available. So for the after party, it's gonna be in the same place. It's just we're gonna get everybody out. They're gonna go through the kitchen and come right back in. You know, it's like, no. Look, Tiffany, you're gonna get us all in trouble. Stop that, Tiffany. Stop that. She is just sitting here doing all the research.
Has been looking hard.
Oh, Lord have mercy. She about to get us all in trouble. Look, somebody is serious. Like, where is the kitchen ticks? Where are the kitchen ticks? You know. Jill Scott, man, Al is, see, Tiffany and Al, they both helped me out. Jill Scott, yes, I've been honored to have her as a duet as well. So, yeah, I mean, I've been very fortunate. Very fortunate.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations on a sold out show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, audience, for joining us and giving us the questions, putting Eric on a hot seat after he pleads the fifth. He's ready for anybody. You heard it here. He's ready for anybody in the verses.
Yes.
It's going down. So
I'm taking the winner. I'm taking the winner of music. The book is coming, and I'm taking the winner of music and Anthony. Whoever wins, I'm going against on verses.
I'm editing that, Eric. I'm editing that tonight. That's going live.
Coming back for you.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh,
I can also play the songs that I wrote for other people. That's got to be included in my verses.
That's part of the verses.
So let's go. And
right.
I get it, and I can dance too while I'm doing it.
Okay.
I need a pole.
Yep.
Pole. Maybe not. No pole. Okay. All right. Tiffany, can you find me a pole for verses?
Is anybody writing this down? Because we have several songs that we need to have on February 19th.
Kitchen. It's going to be in the kitchen.
Yeah. It's you come to kitchentix.com. You're going to get the pole. You're going to get the we got a whole care package.
Whole what? In the kitchen with the pole holding my map.
Holding my map. I'm looking for that is so listen, look how what's the word a sexist. Listen, I'm looking for a woman in the kitchen with a pole holding my map. Who can hold my map. That is just, I gotta get it together. She said air horn. I'll give it to you. She said air horn. No, look, I might write that tonight. I'm looking for a woman to be in the kitchen on the pole holding my map. Ooh, yeah. Holding my map. Oh, Lord have mercy. Holding my map. Show me where to go. Holding that map. Lord have mercy. Y'all pray. Look what y'all doing stop that. Listen, we're going to cut it tonight. You can get a free download of it at kitchentickets.com. I'm done. I'm not taking kitchen tickets no more. I'm going to stop that. But we are selling poles. We are selling poles at kitchentickets.com. You can get it. With a chicken wing. It's a two-piece and a biscuit and a pole and a map. And it's a map.
You put maps back on the map because everybody has GPS. Everybody gonna try to get a real map.
The chicken is gonna be served inside of a map. We're gonna have like a little map that you can hold open, and you're gonna put the chicken in it. That's how we're gonna serve. That's how we're gonna serve the chicken, and your ticket will be like the ticket will separate the biscuit and the chicken because the chicken's still gonna be greasy and hot. So the ticket so we still selling tickets, right? So it's kitchen tickets. So it come with chicken, a map, a pole. What else? We got anything else we need?
We need one more thing. What
we need one more thing. We already got the chicken wings. So whatever you add into it.
Got Boo Boo. Remember
and Boo Boo cooking the chicken. That's my girl. That is my girl. She the head chef. She is the head chef. You know. She the head chef. So all right, this is I apologize. My mom raised me better than this. But go to kitchentickets.com and you get your package ready. It's Valentine's Day coming up. So get your package. Renee said, "Hello, where is Sean?" What Sean cooking. She got the map upstairs right now with some chicken in it. What you talking about?
With the kitchen in the back.
That's where she at, with a pole and a map. We just said it. We just said, and biscuits. Yeah, I gotta have the biscuits. Gotta have the biscuits. This is so bad. Y'all pray for me.
This has been amazing.
Yes, it has been.
Thank you so very much, Eric.
Thank you.
So much.
I so appreciate you guys. I look forward to seeing. I'll be there real soon. So I look
We'll
forward to
be
seeing
there
everybody.
on the 19th.
Yes.
And thank you for joining The Art of Balancing It All. You can find this episode and other episodes on The Art of Balancing It All. Pam.
Make sure you follow us on all our social media platforms. And if you like the show, make sure you let us know. We'll see you soon. And we'll definitely see you on the 19th.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night.